There we go. Hey, good morning. So for my walk, and I'm like, I planted 20 Digitalis purpurea along the very outside of the Hugel culture mound. So I wanted to go out and have a look at them this morning, make sure they all looking good, right? And they are. I transplanted them from another place that I grow veggies at. Going there today to replant them. The veggies, kind of like just a huge lot in the city. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. 7 more sleeps till Earth Day. Oh, 7 sleeps. You gotta love it. I'm just going to be here on the property and 2 other food forests I'm going to visit. Maybe a third one. That's a lot in one day, but I'm just stopping by because there's people who have questions and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a wonderful spring. It's been really nice. But today I'm gonna go and sow up, lettuce, spinach, the last sowing for spring because it starts to get cool, right? But my Hugel culture mound's completely done now, and it's all planted. It looks pretty cool. Lots of people in the neighborhood come by and look at it. Before it was a huge pine tree, and and you didn't see, you couldn't even see the house for trees. But the wind came along 100 km gust from south by southwest, came up through Harrow Strait and just hammered these load bearing arms on a tree. So yeah, it was very cool. Cheers and good morning, and thank you all for the thumbs up. Mm. Oh my. Yep. But my flowers are coming along, potting those up today and planting seedlings, and I have to do a run to the nursery. Apparently there's more bulbs in, so I want to have a look at those. Rock Solid Passion, good morning. Good morning. There you go. When people come in, you can look around. If you got a question, just put it in all caps. And make sure it's Rock Solid Passion. And let's see, saw you were live. Wanted to say hi. Haven't caught you a while. I haven't been live for a while. I just want to make sure because not everybody says, oh, it is too. I met you on Red's channel. I've actually watched a few of your videos, which is quite interesting. And thank you kindly for the thumbs up. But yeah, I just wanted to say it's I just wanted to say that 7 more sleeps till Earth Day. It's a very serious day, Earth Day. Well, I treat every day as Earth Day, but I mean, when it first started, 2 million people celebrated Earth Day. Now we have over 1 billion people celebrating Earth Day. It's like way cool. Way, way cool. I watched 2 videos today of growers using leaves that they sit for a year or 2, and one was Michigan Hay, and I've met him a couple times on the internet here on the YouTube. The other one was Dave Knight, and leaves is the best. It's the homes for microbes, man. And tonight, actually, I'm making. Oops, I got to do a sneeze. Dave Knight, just watched your video. That soil looks great. I was watching Michigan Hay. Yeah, the sneeze, but you have to hurry up and wait for a sneeze. Good morning, Dave. But the leaves are microbes for homes for microbes. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Your soil looks really good. I'd keep adding. You're saying it dries out quickly. I'd keep adding more leaves every year to your, that huge patch. That's a massive amount of growing area. Good morning, Vay. And good to see you, Erna. But watch Michigan Hay, Mother Earth. Good morning. I watched Michigan Hay put down. He had 1 and 2 year old leaf mulch. I mean, Dave. Good morning, Dave. Oh, good morning, Dave. I use leaves for everything coverage for the winter, then mulch and fertilize in the spring. Me too. I'm going to be doing that. Hey, Pilgore. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Pilgore. I was just at your channel when you had a live stream. But yeah, leaves, man. That's where it's at. My friend here, he has 29 acres. And yeah, good morning to Arizona treasure hunters. That's Pilgore. Really nice guy and his wife. And they grow food and they do treasure hunting. They collect coins. And yeah, I'm just going to go make sure it is. Because, and it is. There's Pilgore and Dopey. Good, good, good. Yeah. Nice channel you have. But I was watching Michigan Hay and Dave Knight this morning. And Latin in Cali. Yay, I love the info you share. Hitting the like button. Well, thank you kindly. And make sure that is Latin in, and it is. Yep. And here's your blue jacket while you're here so you can look around and hopefully you make some friends. Latin A in America, AI in America. Cool. Very cool name. I think I've been to your channel a couple times. So I just browsed it. Well, I gotta go. So sorry, can't stay. Well, that's thanks for showing up and thanks for hitting a thumbs up and come back again. Blessings to you. Yeah, leaves. Earth Day is coming up. And Earth Day is in 7 more sleeps. I can't sleep. I toss and turn all night long. I'm like, it's not Earth Day yet. It's not Earth Day yet. That's Earth Day every day for me. I mean, this little old lady came here yesterday and she's like, Howie, I know you plant my place every year. Can you do it again? Can you put all my seeds in for me? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. So I limed the place. I watch out for her anyway. She's pushing 90 now, but she's still growing her own food. But she always gets me to plant the seeds for her, like cool weather crop seeds. And I have it because she didn't clear her land or have someone do it. She's got lots of money. She can have someone clear out the weeds and, give it a little shallow till. You're dreaming of making soil. Oh yeah, all the time. I have daydreams about it. I transcend and I'm a microbe right in there. You bet, man. You bet. Nice mother I met. They will do well. Mother Earth, I have a pile of old leaves on back of my property. I'm going to toss pumpkin seeds in there and just leave it. Oh, absolutely. Leaves are where it's at, man. Any biomass in layers will really do it. Tonight I'm making biochar. I have almost a cord of wood saved up from cutting trees here that I didn't want anymore to just pruning trees up. And I really had to prune up my grapes because they were just getting out of control. I mean, I was getting lots of grapes anyway, but with grapes, they need heat on the grape. So I really pruned and I don't prune a lot, but I pruned the grapes. I mean, I hacked the crap out of them. And that was last fall. So now I'm going to be burning those old grapevines. And I have about a cord, about a 4x4x8, about 128 cubic feet. I'm very close to, because once I save up a cord of branches, like big thick branches and big wood, where I cut down some old dead maple here, I have to go. Get ready. Have a great day, everyone. Stay blessed. You too. Rock solid passion. We're up with the birds and the bees, the leaves and the trees, raising the frequency. Absolutely. I get right out there. But right away this morning, I was watching Dave Knight. I'm like, he's got a new video. Because I like Dave Knight. He really grows food. He really puts his heart into it. Bye, rock solid passion. Take care. Blessings to you. But growing food is awesome. Blessings all. I am too antsy to sit still this morning. Quit drinking coffee, Berna. I was at your live stream. Hey, I was on your live stream a few days ago. That was very cool. Very cool. But yeah, Earth Day is coming up, and do a video. Do a video what you're doing for Earth Day. You're planting a tree or helping a neighbor plant the tree. I really like trees planted on Earth Day, but anything will do. I have to up pot all my flowers that I grew as seedlings, like my chrysanthemums, my gypsophilia, my sunflowers. My sunflowers are amazing. Those red velvet ones, and yeah. Those are just rocketing along. My wife and I anniversary is Easter this year, Howie. Oh, nice. Well, nice. Oh my. Yeah, but I'm really excited about leaves this morning. Watching Michigan Hay put one up. That guy's a hay farmer, cattle farmer, and he has different years of leaves. And I was really impressed. But you know what he did? He called it leaf litter. Like, because there's other things in there, I guess old hay that he didn't want and whatnot. But I mean, holy schmoly, it looked pretty darn good. Really good. And he had a really cool tune about his grandpa going to Nam and coming back. I thought that was pretty cool too. Because, people go off to war and they come back, they're not the same, hey? They go off for God or country or whatever it is. They come back, man. They've had it rough, man. People that go off to war, it's like, thank God I haven't had to do that yet. But anybody come calling on Canada and trying to take what we have, well, I might have to sign up. I'm a mean old bastard when it comes to defending my country, and I love North America. I love the planet. I love everybody. We're all Earthlings. But some people want to take what you have. You just can't do that. Can't allow that. Cold this morning, froze. Wow, froze. Wind was just howling outside all day yesterday and most of the night. Huh. Yeah, it's been the temperature's dropping near frost tonight here. And I'm just waiting for the soil. My mound's actually warm enough to plant corn. But if the corn comes up and I have a late frost, and it's actually warm enough to mound, I can put my hand in the mound and it's like, ooh, right? Yeah. But I'm just waiting to direct sow that mound. I put 20 plus Digitalis purpurea all along the very outside of it. So that deer, when they see it, they think, "Oh, that's all Digitalis." They won't eat Digitalis purpurea. No way. Or bunnies. It's a farmers. The big pharma, they make some type of medicine out of it. I don't know anything about it. I've never used it, but it sure looks pretty when the hummingbirds come and raid it. And bees and hummingbirds love it. So I put a complete row there, and they're big plants like this. I dug them up. They were volunteers, and volunteer plants are always to be looked after. They're the best. They grew there by themselves, and I moved them before for an old friend of mine. She has a ton of acreage and properties all around Vancouver Island and the world. And she loves her volunteers. So years and years ago, she ended up getting me every year, look, I want these moved here and these moved there. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do that. And thank you kindly for the thumbs up. And volunteer, their Fox Club. Rick Thielen. Good morning, Rick Thielen. And add as moderator. There you go. He's all the way from Australia. Make sure that's Mr. Thielen. Mr. Rick Thielen. And go to channel. Boomba, it is him. He likes to go and check people out. There he can. And there you go. Good morning, all the way from Australia, probably afternoon where you are. I put in some spring garlic, Mother Earth Garden Club says. Fall garlic is up. Put it in some. Sweet. Every time I buy um, bok choy, I always take the little bottom part and put it out there. You'd be amazed how well it grows. Or it grows back next year. I'm like, how's that work? Or when I first started noticing it, 10, 17 minutes, that's quite in the evening, direct. But I noticed it in my pathway soil bank where I make soil. I noticed because I like bok choy, so I bought a bunch of organic stuff from a friend of mine. So I threw out all the little end pieces. Well, I had bok choy all along there growing. Oh, wow. This was years and years ago. So ever since then, I always regrow my bok choy. It works really good. And celery and onions, green onions, that little root part, got to go in there. Hey, Homestead in rural France. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's another channel I'll stop by and say hello. Really friendly. Lots of nice people. Got a nice view there. It's got a pond there. I'm trying to convince him to put a sprinkler on his pond and throw a bunch of trout in there. I don't know if he will. It's 5:17 a.m. there in Arizona. Yeah, same here, Pilgor. If you don't know Pilgor, go over there and check them out. I wish. Well, it's pretty simple. A sprinkler's what, $20? Trout or what, $50 for a bag of trout? It's pretty easy to make an incubator too. It's just running water over pea rock. So you can get a pregnant rainbow, and you just put the eggs in a container and push the milk from the male onto it, swirch it up a bit, lay it onto the rock. I've done it a million times. Make creeks that were dead. I used to go with my rake, and I'd rake the creek and get all the peat rock all nice and cleaned up, because that's what happens. The fish comes up and cleans the rock. Then she'll lay the eggs with the males, comes in behind and puts the sperm in. Lots of creeks on Vancouver Island were dead years ago. Well, I don't know about dead, but they had like little sticklebacks and stuff like that in there. Or bullfish or whatever. And I'm like, I think I can take care of business here. And I would scrape the gravel, hey, and enhancement, hey. No one ever said anything to me. Or one lady, she seen me doing it. She's like, I've got your picture. I'm phoning the police. I'm like, what are you going to tell them? I'm prepping the stream for salmon showing up. Really? Go ahead. And she did. They showed up and they're like, well, who are you? And I'm like, well, I'm just scraping the pea rock, and the salmon don't have to work as hard because there's not much water in the creek. I said, I would do this to many creeks that I would go around. And but she did. She took my picture, called the police, and the police are like, well, you don't work for DFO. And I'm like, no, I'm just your regular old earthling. And then he was pretty good about it. He's like, well, you can't do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. See you later. So they freaking left. I went back to finishing up the creek. I didn't let it bother me too much. I got a good kick out of it. I told my grandpa about it. And he's like, don't worry about it. Can't buy him officially here in France, but I got to try what you suggested. Well, come on. You got the European Union. You can drive over to Hungary there and pick them up. I mean, you can drive around. Lots of places got rainbows, little smolts, they're called. Homestead, okay. 7:17 in where Mother Earth Garden Club's in Minnesota. And it's a little windy and breezy and cool, but she's planting. Dave Knight's planting some massive amount. He likes peanuts and something else he said, I forget, but can't buy. Oh, Dave, I planted your radish. Your radish is in the ground. And guess where I planted it, Dave? I planted it on the mound, the hugelkultur mound. I planted all through the mound. I went, okay, let's see what's going to happen. The rain we need arrived today. Oh, good. That puts a lot of oxygen in the lake. Your lake needs a creek going in into the lake. If you do have a creek going into that pond, make a little area where the water drops so that there's oxygen going in and you don't need a water sprinkler. That's all you need is a water sprinkler and a little pump with a solar panel, and you got trout. Cool, Howie. Yeah, cool, Dave Knight. The rain we needed arrived today. I'm looking at Dave Knight. Beautiful place, sun shining. He's getting ready to grow. And then you look at like video from other parts of Ontario, and it's freaking an ice storm. I'm like, what? What's going on there? Minty Cactus. Good morning, Minty. Always a pleasure. Yep. Currently up to 38. Supposed to be down to 32 tonight. High of 42 today. Huh. Can't buy them officially here in France, but I got to try what you suggest. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Catch a female, catch a male, put them in a, as long as you have a trough where they can sit in and currents going by and it's clean water, they'll ripen up and you'll see them change color. The male and female change color in the rainbow. They'll get colors on them like a rainbow. For real. Yeah. I have radishes and lettuce under lights in my basement just for salad without pesticides and whatever germs store bought have. I am level with Northern California and Rome. What? Okay. It's a pretty nice place you have there. Sun shining. You got a greenhouse you can grow all year round in. And that's truly heaven where you are. Of course, you don't have rainbow trout in the backyard, though, Dave. I have to walk up to the lake and catch a rainbow if I want. I could do that right now. They're biting too. They love worms. You just thread. So a lot of people put a worm on their hook. Not Howie. Howie puts a worm on his hook and then threads it onto the line. I'm an old steelhead fisherman from way back. So here's the line and here's the hook. So you thread it right onto the line, right? And then you bottom bounce that out into the current with a little tiny bit of lead on it. I love catching rainbow trout. They're so sweet and tasty. Don't take too many. They got 10-pounders up at the lake here. I haven't caught one yet, but I've seen other guys do it. They sit there and they got it right in. They got it right in, and then all of a sudden you see this otter that's been waiting under the dock. Thank you. And it's gone. This old Filipino guy, I don't know what he was saying in his language, but it couldn't have been very good. I guess he'd been waiting a long time for that trout. And he wasn't happy. And the otter. I've seen bears come running out from the bush and grab fish right out. I wasn't on my pole, but right in front of me. That you see that often on Vancouver Island when the salmon are coming up. Lots of bears. They don't really bother you too much. A female will, or an old wounded bear. She'll mess you up, or he will. But mostly bears don't really bother people. And when you see wolves are attacking people, that's bullshit. All the years I've been out here, I've never seen wolves attack people, ever. If anything, they run. They're smart. No, I don't believe there's ever been a recorded attack of wolves on man. That does not happen. Wolves are your friend. They came to the cave many years ago. I've had snapping turtles take fish off my stringer. Oh yeah. I seen Tommy at Time to Shine there. He's trying to get his hook out of this snapping turtle. He just got his hand back and I went snap. And I was just like, geez, man, you're pushing it. And it was a big ass snapping turtle too. I'm like, I wouldn't do that. I'd use a stick and but he went over there with his hand, and I'm like, oh, no, don't do that. Pickerel and perch are in the Lake Erie. Yeah, they're good eating. I got the smoker going now. I smoked a lot of herring. I'm just eating the last bag there's probably that much left in the bag. and probably like 10 left out of all them herring. But I made different dishes, and I kind of regret not making a video. But you take anything smoked and put it in your pan, your saucepan, add a little bit of lemon and juice or soy sauce or even just water, and heat it up. Drop your veggies in, skin sliced real thin like skin, and then add some sour cream and dill. I mean, Jesus, it's just beautiful. Put that on some noodles. I use konjac noodles because there's no carbs in konjac noodles. I had konjac noodles last night. Oh, I love them. I like eating pasta, but I can't have it. It's too high a carb. And when you're diabetic, you don't eat carbs and you don't eat sugar unless you pair it up. If you're into pairing it up with your proteins and all that, go for it. But I just avoid pasta. If I eat pasta, I eat a little tiny bit. If I eat a potato, I eat a little piece of one. And then I just eat the meat and vegetables, right? Can you smoke fish like cod? Oh, yeah. You can smoke anything. Yard birds, turkeys, whatever you want. It's all smoked, right? You can hear all the birds outside chirping. Yeah. 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 But I'm going to grab another coffee. You have to excuse me for one moment. I need my coffee. I woke up and I went out and walking around my neighborhood, and I'm looking over the neighborhood, and the dogwoods are blooming now. Hey, plums and pears and apples all bloomed. It looks cool. The cherries bloom. Cherries are really bloom big this year. I was like, wow, and I own 3 of these. And I was thinking about getting some clones, some grafts, and putting it on there have different ones. I know there's like lots of different cherry trees, but yeah. Some cherries, like the wild ones, they're not open yet, like the chokes. Hugs all around, and it's wild edibles. It's nice to hear the birds singing in the morning, hey? Yeah. Hiya, wild edibles. Blood sugar this morning was 83. Wow. We have a different type of glucose metering here. Mine was 6.1, which is not too bad. Not too bad at all for me. I mean, I've been high as 22. My A1C has been 12 point something before, but I really don't have that anymore. I had some retinopathy and neuropathy, and it was quite a while back now, but you just don't touch stuff that's carbs or sweet, unless it's like a little sliver of chocolate cake. I have a little sliver. I just take a sliver. Hey, Shawnee Grows, 7 more sleeps till Earth Day. Chicken eggs are hatching soon. I will hear lots of chirping. I bet, hey. Nice. 7 more sleeps. Yep. I'm making biochar tonight, but today I'm sewing up this ancient lady that I know, sowing her vegetable patch with a bunch of different cool weather crops. I noticed she is slowing down some, but she's still pushing a wheelbarrow full of soil. So I'm like, wow. And she still looks after her property, and she's pushing 90. But she hasn't slowed down much, but a little bit. Yeah. For a friend not to stay at my house. Okay, what's going on? Chicken eggs are hatching soon. I will hear lots of chirping. Okay. Oh, right. You're looking after the eggs. There's duck eggs or chicken eggs or something for a friend. Yeah, I'd keep a bunch of them. Our friend said we can keep half the birds and he will keep them together. Nice. That's good for her age. Yeah, pretty darn good. She still drives, and she calls me her little brother. Hey, it's funny. Yeah, she's an atheist. She believes in evolution and Lucy and all this stuff. She knows her stuff. I'll tell you, she knows where she came from, where she's going, and yeah, she's very smart. Keeping busy makes her healthy. Yeah, she's a busy little person. She's not very big. She might be 80 pounds, 75, 80 pounds, and she never eats a lot of food. She just eats a little bit, a little bit. And it's interesting how she prepares her food. Like she's coming today to pick a lemon off my tree out front there. So I've got the ladder all up, and I'm going to do a little video of it, and I'll probably put it up on the YouTube channel. I want her to climb the ladder to show how a 90-year-old climbs the ladder and picks a lemon at my place. It should be pretty cool. But it's ripe now. The lemons are ripe here. Keeping busy makes her healthy. Absolutely. And she's busy too, man, cleaning her house all the time. Yesterday, when I walked by, I noticed an electrical guy at her house. I thought, what the hell is this? So I waited for him to leave. I kind of just hung around, and then I talked to her, and she told me that I didn't interrupt while he was there, but I kept an eye on him. You never know who's who. So she said that she's getting new LEDs. She wants LEDs for lighting in her house, and I was like, good for you. So she goes down to the local. There's this little tiny post office. It's not even really a post office, but there's a little tiny, like, I mean, it's no bigger than my kitchen, and it's a post office with little knickknacks in there and a pharmacy, believe it or not. And anyway, she goes in there and she's like, ask them who has anybody ever got electrical work done here? And one lady's like, I did. And this guy here is really reasonable, really nice. So she phoned the guy. See, word of mouth. Hey? Yep. Keeping busy, yep. At his house, not, yep. At his house, not our house, and duck eggs hatching in a week or two, more eggs going in today. Nice. Testing the incubator, see how they are working. Fantastic. Very nice, yummy lemons. Oh, yeah, they don't taste like lemons from the store, I'll tell you that. You can eat the peel, too. I got to grow home lemons here from seed. The plants are expensive here. Well, get growing. We use LEDs here off-grid. Yeah, they don't use as much. Whatever happened to a candle and a lamp? Yeah. This electricity is something to see. It's I recently, a while back, a tree come down and knocked out my power for days. I did a video, but it's all dark and I'm burning candles and staying warm. It was quite some, it was in the winter time. And but I didn't put it up. And that was the beginning of my hugelkultur mound. I said, you guys are chipping it, goes right there. And I've been dumping stuff there for years, like wood chips, pine needles, and leaves. Yeah, I like the LED compared. Yep, I can't eat lemons. I'm allergic. It's interesting. I knew a lady that was allergic to citrus as well, and it found out she eats lemons, but she doesn't eat lemons unless it's organic and she cleans it. And people just take a lemon, cut it, squeeze it, and drink it. No, absolutely not. There's all kinds of crap on there. Of course, you're allergic to it. Everybody is. But anyway, she does eat lemons, and she's going to be the one that picks the lemon today. She won't eat lemons unless I grow them. And she's like, this is the lemon. And she eats the peel and everything. And but she can't eat lemons from the store. She can't do it. It's even though it says organic from the store, how much crap's on that? And oranges are coated with different resins and waxes. I mean, it's just you can't digest that. And if you do eat it, you end up with diarrhea. But a lot of people think they're allergic to something. And in reality, it's the shit that's on there. Sorry about the language, y'all, but I can't stand spraying. Like last year, was it last year? It's last year. This local laborer in the neighborhood, he decided to spray paint the neighbor's house. A lot of stuff I couldn't eat. Little specks of paint everywhere. So, you know what that twit did? He came back and then he was snow blowing the neighbor's property, and he snow blowed right onto my house and broke my freaking window. $500 window. I told him, I said, you should run, not walk from here. You should run and don't ever come back. I would never do anything, but what a twit. And each time he does something, oh my God, I didn't know. Well, maybe you should know. Maybe you're the one that's pushing the snowblower. Why is it all up against my house and not somewhere else? Right? And that's the same guy. He has a couple of houses here, maybe a couple, three, and his house blew up and burnt because there was a meth lab in it. Oh my God, I didn't know. I'm like, I've heard enough of this. I didn't know shit. Yeah, right. Good card. Hey, Al. How's it going there, Alan? Good to see you. Get Alan a wrench. Really great channel. If you want to learn some cool growing techniques and how to store your food properly and how to cook and look after your veggies, and he's the guy to do it. You should watch Al's life there. At least I think that's Al. Better go see. Lots of people impersonating others. It's kind of creepy. And it is. Yeah, I recognize him because he's got all the nice veggies. Yeah. Get over there and have a look at Al's channel. We are still scrubbing and cleaning the house. I sorted 25 years worth of stuff. Hey, Grant McIntosh, good for you. Add as moderator, and it's Earth Day in 7 days. It just shows me that the house is too big for me to clean all the time now. There's plenty of people around there and make them clean too. Wild Edibles, come and clean here. Yeah. Yeah. When you have your own home, you're constantly doing cleaning. Clean, 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 clean. You have to. Things collect dust. The guys that put the new service mast on the house, you had to go up into my attic. You know what he says? He was all masked up. He was all freaked out. I said, no one's been up there in 80 years and shit like that, eh? So you find any bodies up there, just leave them there. He comes out and he goes, that's the cleanest attic I've ever been in. He goes, you don't even have dust. And I said, what does that tell you? He goes, you have a clean house. Grant McIntosh, good to see you. Yeah, cleaning is every day. You take 15 minutes every day, clean your toilet, clean your sink, clean your floor, clean your wall. 15 minutes every day, and you'll always be caught up. But if you try to leave it for 25 years and then go for it, always put it where it lives. That's how I organize, even though I'm not very organized. But if it goes into recycling, I don't put it down. I put it down in the recycling. If I'm not going to keep it, I make sure to dispose of it where it can be used, right? And that's the key. Once you put it down, that's it, right? It's going to live there, right? It's a efficiency. It's not efficient to put something down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up. No, put it where it lives the first time. Yeah, I couldn't find my hats, so I had to break up my hunting hat. Then I remembered I washed a few of them and I hung them up, a lot of people don't wash their hat. So this is my hunting hat, and I hadn't worn it for a long time. I have a few hats, quite a few actually. And yeah. Wild Edibles coming. Yeah. You still here, Grant? I better see if that is Grant. Go to channel, because there's been shenanigans. And it is Grant, really nice guy. Learn a lot from him. I am listening. Oh, good. Good to see you, Grant. Happy spring. I used to get paid. Oh, we had a Casaba's house across the road and had no idea the police turned up to dismantle. Wow. Jeez. It's dangerous. It blew up and burnt people and they were sued. And that twit that did that to my house and painted the neighbors and got the paint on my bed. Ah, I didn't know. Oh my God. You can only say that so many freaking times before someone's going to really give you a thumping, bud. You know, you're lucky that I'm a nice guy. I used to get paid in stuff, and if we moved into a tiny house, we need to get rid of stuff, but I keep important stuff. Well, it's taken me almost a year to clean this place up. Well, just think about that 15 minutes every day. When we were working at the farm, my son never took the garbage out. Well, your son needs a kick in the ass. I had kids and grandkids moving in. No, I'm just kidding about that. But, if they're not, you have to govern accordingly. And if they can't pull the weight, too bad. I had a recent incident that I had enough. I had a family member that was coming here. I had kids and grandkids moving in, moving out, and leave stuff behind, starting to make it all go away. Yep. I could have gotten a bin, but that's over 1,000 here for a garbage bin. Nope. I'm listening, Grant. Now, good night, Sleepy. Howie will have to take your advice. Good night, Mr. Thielen. You have a great day. Bye, everyone, for Mr. Thielen. He's down in Australia. Seems like a heck of a nice fellow. So I just took out 2 bags a week, and my nice neighbors don't mind an extra bag if they only have one out. Yeah, that's how you do it. Piece it out. I recently had an incident here. Family dynamics, right? So I had a family member coming here, and I knew my family member was in trouble. And I knew my family member was trouble, but I can't really turn family members away. I'm obligated to love them, even though you don't like them very much, but you got to love them. So, maybe you don't like some things they do. Maybe that's a better way, because my family member is a really nice person, but they have a drug and alcohol issue. And so the police were here 3 times in a row in a week. And the police told me, just lock the door. Does my family member have a key? And I went, no. But apparently she took one out of the mailbox, my spare one that was underneath this flap that I hide there in case I lose mine, right? So anyway, I've banned my family member from here until my family member goes to rehab, to a hospital for a long convalescent stay, or just don't come back. And that was hard. That was hard because I don't have a lot of family anyway, and they live other places. I do have family, but they don't live right here with me. But anyway, I had to ban. I said, no, you're over the line. She went right over the freaking line, man. And I had neighbors that were scared to death and all this because, drugs and alcohol, they do things that is not normal. And, sometimes you got to govern the way you got to govern. And I told my family, don't even park in my driveway. Don't even come here. And now my family member, she's going off to rehab. I said, and she won't. I said, don't. I don't want to know. I'm sorry, but I can't do her. And I just can't do it. It's too stressful. And I have enough comorbidities and high blood pressure, hypertension. I don't need. I had to call 911 more than once because she tried getting in here. And I said, no, you're not getting in here. It's not happening. And she tried to tell me that it was my family. She said she's family. And I'm like, I don't care. I said, you're disruptive, argumentative, delusional. You're going to have to move along. Even though she's the most beautiful person when she's straight, you'll never find a better person. But one drink, one toke, one crack or coke or whatever the hell she's on, she goes crazy. Okay, you can't do it here. But my neighbors had to bore the brunt of it all. And they came over, they got kids and shit, and they're like, we were really scared for you. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's nothing to me because I've known of her for a while. There's nothing I can do about it, right? But I refuse to have her here at all. I'm sorry. And if you want to visit me, you got to make an appointment because then you are expected and then you're welcomed. But if you don't make an appointment, and I love my family member, but you can't come here unsupervised. And that was tough. I mean, the person's 35 years old. And they, you know what? You know what she did? She phoned all my relatives and complained how horrible it is she can't come back to the family home. Okay. I had family members phoning me. What's going on? Nothing. Nothing's going on at all. How are you? All right. I mean, I'm not going to take on pain that I don't own. Take care of Miss Steelen. Bye, Miss Steelen. Yeah, my son left his room a mess when he moved to Nana's house, but there was lots of change left behind too, maybe $30 in change. Or maybe that's 30 cents. And about 30 plus empty beer and booze. The right decision is sometimes hard. You bet there, Mr. France. Yuck, wild edibles. Yep. Let's hope she gets the help she needs. I have a friend who gave up the booze 16 months ago and has completely turned his life around. That's fantastic, Alan. Stress is like poison to your body. Absolutely. I can't be around alcohol anymore. I lose my cool around drunk people. Now I can't help it. Yeah, I hear you. I'm putting ads up for the stuff that's worth a bit of money, stuff I don't need to keep online yard sale. Nice. It's a little money stream. That's perfect. Put it on the side of the road with $1 on it or free. I ran a detox for 3 years. Alcoholics and drug can be very difficult. Yeah, that was going on for quite some time, and the poor kid, man. Well, she's not a kid anymore. She's 35 years old, but the neighbors were being woken up 12, 11:30, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning with screaming outside the house because their key doesn't work. Well, yeah, you haven't been here in 20 years. Yeah, of course it doesn't work. You live somewhere else. But, some things they do just are gross. People that don't know they're here anymore, they're on poor things. I felt so bad for this person. Took a big crap right at my front doorstep because I wouldn't open the door. I thought, you know what? You won't be doing that anymore. 911. And the cops walk through that. For real. I'm like, I absolutely draw the line. That's it. Nope. Yeah. But I picked the crap up and put it onto my hugelkultur mound. I had to clean it up, but yeah, it was just disgusting. I'm not impressed. Even though I love my family member and I'll even like my family member, but there's absolutely no freaking way that you're coming here, not unsupervised or if I have company or family members, it's 911. But it's Happy Earth Day now. I ran a detox for 3 years in alcoholics and drug addicts. Yeah. Yes, it's bad. I've been clean for alcohol and opioids since I started uploading videos. Smart. Thanks for helping Mother Earth. Yeah, baby. Mother Earth's awesome. I should have been calling 911 when my son started passing out drunk like he had alcohol poisoning. Yeah. It's best to stay away from drugs and alcohol. It's not healthy for a nursling at all for any reason. I mean, there's so much that you have to stay away from. Call people because it just gets worse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you got a problem, family member, then you just separate yourself. You're all the talking to them means nothing. You're wasting your time. I didn't realize because I was like, the do-gooder, and I still am a do-gooder, but I mean, I just don't give advice that's not asked for anymore. Like if someone's drinking alcohol and passing out and overdosing, it's no good to go and tell them that what they're doing is wrong. They don't even know they're here. Their spirit flies. It's left. Their living spirit's gone. That's why he's at Nana's. He can't drink the same way. Tough love is sometimes best. Yeah, that's what I had to do. Had to do tough love. And she phoned me up and said she had nowhere to park her vehicle with her belongings in it. And I said, well, there's nothing I can do for you. I'm sorry. Right? And she's telling me she loved me. And I said, I love you too, sweetie. But no, forget it. Not happening. So through the family members, it came back that if she went to rehabilitation, can she leave the vehicle here? And I'm like, yeah. I had to let it go. You can love them, but you need to draw the line. Yeah, exactly. Govern accordingly. It's a tough world, man. You have to govern with bad neighbor, good neighbor, bad family member, good family member. What do you do, right? You can be left in a lurch. And my buddy on YouTube, I'm not going to say his name, but he showed me a video of his kid's room. It's nothing but booze bottles, cigarettes, and that kid's not going anywhere. Okay, he's not going to improve smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. You're not going to improve your health. As a matter of fact, your health's going to be a pile of shit. Right? Mother Earth needs to be looked after. You need to be looked after. By mistreating Mother Earth, the place is going to die. By mistreating yourself, you're going to die of an earlier age. It's as simple as that. Mother Earth, you're absolutely right. When young men in their 20s still live at home, that line is hard to draw, but it's better now. He needed a change of address to get help. Wow. Yeah. Well, Nana would be the one to say, hey, you either stop that or get the F out. You make your bed, you lay in it. Oh, hey, Shawnee Gross is still here. A friend is in the hospital. Their house was attacked. Thieves jammed the power, cut off the cameras, broke a patio door, took the titles, got the keys, and drove off with 2 motorcycles. Wow. That's awful. Hey, GP is here. Yeah. Good to see you there, Guardian Prep. And if I've missed you coming in, I'm sorry. Greetings and salutations to you. Great channel, great man, great wife, great child, great food forest. I noticed that you were flooding out there. I was wondering, is that rain or water level table come up or what is that? I left some messages, but I never heard anything back. Wow. They have insurance. So I hope so. When that tree fell down, I had a few things blow up here, furnace, hot water on demand, bunch of things. That's crazy, Shawnee. That is just crazy. It's a tough thing to swallow. But they took the titles. A friend is in the hospital. Their house was attacked. Thieves jammed the power, cut off the cameras, broke a patio door, took the titles, got the keys, and drove off with 2. I hope they go to jail. I've seen it. I've seen that before. They just raided a property a little while back here on Vancouver Island. You should have seen all the stuff that people own there. I was just like, that's not what the Earth's about. Just take whatever you want when you want. That's not the way it works. It's a share world, Yeah, they dug around and found the titles to the bikes or the house, or they tried to get into the safes. Man, what do you do, when you've got an earthling? Most likely, they're drug addicts and alcoholics. And I don't like to put that dogma or stigma on or label or segregate people like that. It's not in me because I love all earthlings, but their spirit's not there, or they're damaged, emotionally damaged, or whatever it is. Eh? They took every title for every vehicle. Yes, I assume drugs involved. Yeah. You know, it's really ugly here. So awful. That is so. There we go. So awful, Shawnee. They were attacked. Yeah, that happens a lot here. That same lady, that family member, I'm not going to say her name. She went to Vancouver, the big city, and she got involved with some people there. And her girlfriend that was there was getting pushed around or thumped by her boyfriend or pimp or whatever it is. So she interviewed. The guy beat her with a rake. Yeah, yeah, beat the living crap out of her. I seen her when she came here. She was bruised from head to toe. She had a massive amount of bruises. And then when the police showed up, she shows the police all these bruises, and I'm like, oh my God. It's all on camera. I have video of everything. Hey? And and they came and asked me, well, how did she get the bruises? I said, I have no idea. She came here with like they said. And but you got to be careful, man. Like some parts of the world are very violent. And then some parts of the world, our lovely planet Earth, it can be really non-violent with the occasional violence. So really, you got to be careful all the time. Guardian prepping. There is only one answer to gender violence. Yeah, separate, divorce. Yeah. Homeless started a fire in an abandoned house last month, and they tote to stay warm. Real smart. House went up in flames, obviously. Yeah. No wood stoves around, huh? Coffee can, make a little hillbilly wood stove and get the hell outside. Dang, in a tote, hey? Oh, that's brilliant. Punks vandalized one of our parks that play music, $30,000 worth of damage. Hey, Glenn's here from How to Garden. Good to see you, Glenn. There we go. Make sure it is Glenn, because it's a really cool channel. He has a lot of videos. He has 2,000 videos, Glenn does. Yeah. Although I love the sleeping frog on the leaf. He looks happy. Insect apocalypse. Wow. Good morning, Glenn. Good to see you. Yeah, it's me. I have to check. I give out jackets when people show up, and I take jackets back. It's nothing personal. Punks vandalized one of our parks that play music, 30,000 worth of damage. Rocks smashed all the glass and power switchboard. Yeah, that's a harsh thing to take on, is to see something like that. Good morning, Glenn. Good to see you. Very nice fellow. And very cool channel too. He's got a lot of videos. In part, I blame governments for not offering assistance to the citizens of their nation. This is a global problem. That's a very broad statement, but yeah. Hey, Shawnee Gross has 5. Hey, I was right. I did the right guess. I know a fellow Earthling when I see them. You just happen to be an Earth warrior. I have 5 new trees to plant for Earth Day. Your channel, do as you need. Do as you need. Your channel, do as you need. Yeah. You're welcome here, Glenn. Fantastic person, fantastic channel. And thank you kindly for being here. And welcome. Much love, mad respect. Yes, you guessed right. Laugh out loud. Cool, Shawnee. I'm filling the gardens with mulch. I may move, but I need to get the gardens mulched, or it's it be a lawn. Yeah, grow food wherever you are, whether you're moving, staying, and whatever. You're most welcome, Glenn. You're a fine gentleman. We grabbed a pile of wood chips last week. Smart. Michigan Have and Dave Knight put out videos today about their leaf piles. Yeah. I drooled on it. Gardening prep and global genders does not help the everyday people. Global genders does not help the everyday people. Interesting. We grabbed a pile of wood. Yep, agenders. Agenders. I'm missing something. Sorry, guys. I need to do that. I might get another cherry tree. Great idea, Shawnee. Oh yeah, cherry trees they have lateral roots. So if you have a creek over here, so it's down from the cherry tree, planted a ways back from the creek where it can reach the water. They're water lovers. That's why you see those sprouts come up all over from the cherry tree. They're looking for water. Right? They love water. Al's life retracted. No retraction. No. Just having fun, Alan. I need to do that. Yep. Garden prepping a fruit cocktail tree with peaches, apricots, and nectarines. So, wow. I've seen those. Those are cool. 2 plum trees and 2 hazelnut trees. Smart on the hazelnut. Very smart. How to garden. That's Glenn. Grow food and plant trees that helps the everyday people. Yeah. When you plant a food forest or plant a tree in your neighborhood, that's where it's at. You're showing people a better way than they're doing, and they might be okay, and it is okay what they're doing, like going to the store. But once you plant a peach tree with all different kinds of stone fruit on it, people are looking at that. Wow, I'd like to have one of those too. But it is bare root stalk season. I thought hazelnuts are more of a bush. Haven't heard they can be trees. Oh no, hazelnuts, the American hazelnut, that can grow. Now filberts too. It all depends, but it can be a bush, but it can grow 30 feet. Just saying. I have a 30-foot one and got lots of nuts on it. I like eating them fresh. There's actually a video on my channel about it. I'm in love with stone fruit. So cool. Yeah. I thought hazelnut. Okay. I got another pear tree. Is it okay? Is it okay to plant next to my apple, or does it need to be next to another pear? It all depends. It's nice to have other pear trees. Okay. It's nice to have that pollen, But, you'll read on the tag, it says, self-fertile. Well, okay. I always buy 2. Like I recently bought kiwi, a different kind of kiwi than I have. So I planted one here. Oh, I should do a video of that. And I planted it inside the hedge next to my Japonica prunus, a Japanese sugar plum. And then I put one at the Rocky Hill Food Forest. Well, I didn't. I gave it to the owner of the property, and he's very diligent. And filberts. Yeah, filberts. They're a little elongated, but they taste good. I'm in love with stone fruit. So cool. Yes, I got it. Yeah. When you plant trees, plant 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 together. That way, if the wind pollinates it, or ants or bees, they're all right there. Even if it says just you only need one. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. I like them grown in bunches with polyculture. That's the best I've ever seen. The best I've ever seen is trees that are growing by a water source, by a nitrogen fixer, and never pruned. And the thing's freaking loaded every year. Never fails. Why? Really? Once you prune a fruit tree, you got a job the rest of your life. Hey, now if you're pruning it in a spell year and you want to do that, go for it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm ergonomic and I don't want to do work. It's not that I'm lazy, because I love work, but why would I want to do work if I don't have to? Right? So just saying, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. Filberts. Oh, I love filberts. American filberts are beautiful nuts. I like acorns, Gary Oaks acorns too. I really love those, especially after they've sprouted and they're nice and soft. Oh, they're delicious. Hey, oopsie daisy. My grandmother showed me how to eat the wild hazelnuts raw. She liked them too. I bet they're very healthy for you, pure protein. And there's a lot of minerals in there too. Guardian Prepping. Oops, awesome to see you. GP. Okay. Oops is here. Oops. I like Oops. I like that name too. Hiya, Oops. Same. Plant several trees when you plant. Agreed, Howie. Oops says hello to France. Yeah, plant a bunch, man. And make sure they're at least 6 feet tall. And if you don't want to do a lot of work to them, don't prune them. Now, that being said and done, if there's dead on there, prune it off. Okay. Now, if it's like the first time I noticed it, I was a young man, and I noticed trees that grew wild were loaded. Now, that being said and done, there was a water source nearby and a nitrogen fixer. I didn't really know what nitrogen fixers were until about 20 years ago. I didn't know. You learn as you get older. So, like, I can go to trees that I've mapped in my brain. You should write it down on a piece of paper, because when you see a fruit tree, okay, I'm going to come back and check on that fruit tree next year or whatever, whenever you see it, and then you have it cataloged, that where that fruit tree is. One time I cataloged all the fruit trees down at Island View Beach. I go down there, and the people that were caretaking it brought in a tree mulcher. I'm looking at the apple trees mulched down to nothing. And I'm like, really, eh? It was hard to see. I just loved that apple tree. And they gnawed down everything, all the wild huckleberries, everything. Just gnawed it down. They had this machine come in. That's a park. It's a freaking park. But it used to be a loggers camp. So there's all these fruit trees everywhere. There's even old hugelkultur mounds there, like really old ones, like 100 years old. It was hard to see. The stupidity of an earthling never ceases to amaze me. And I'm an earthling, and I can do stupid things too, but I certainly wouldn't just mulch an apple tree because it's growing out in the path a little bit. They just right down to nothing. And I've seen it lots over the years. I've seen along the highway. They put this park at Elk Lake, and they put a road through the park where it used to be farmland. So there's fruit trees everywhere. So some started growing out by the road. Same thing. And I went there. It was a beautiful apple. Oh, I loved it. It was delicious. Gone with the wind. I thought, Jesus, man. It doesn't cease to amaze me. I try to educate people not to do things like the salmonberry. There was one patch of salmonberries in all of the bay in the village where I live here, okay? One patch, and it's an indigenous, right? I went by there about 2 years ago. It's gone. Completely. Someone cut it right off, and it was the landscaper. So I went to him. I said, you killed this? He's like, yeah. Why? Oh, it made a mess. Really? I said, for one, it's not part of the landscape job. This is common ground here. I said, this is the municipality, the corporation of Saanich owns this. You do not, neither does that complex. Oh, what did I do wrong? I said, for one thing, you killed a bunch of salmonberry bushes that gave me fruit, and the birds would just love it, right? And it was the only freaking one left here. But he had to kill it. He had to. I every time I walk by, I have to look the other way. It's just it pains me. I just can't look at it. And it never came back. It was nice. It was an old growth salmonberry bush. The only freaking one left here. Gone. And I've seen a lot of that. People just are not educated. And that's all part of Earth Day. Educating your neighborhood. And if there's people that are, they're not aware of what's what, put up a little sign. Do not cut unless told to, or something like that. Do not cut, or, keep an eye on things. Create little earth warriors. Yeah, good grief. Out of coffee. Yeah. Our walnut trees didn't fruit last year. Oh no, maybe it was too wet. Well, who knows? Good grief, out of coffee. Yeah, Hugel Mounds rock. Yeah, Alan, I got a huge one. I have a huge one, 33 feet long, 12 foot wide, and 5 foot deep. But I made it a little different. It's problematic when you go online, you see how to make a Hugel mound. And it's got to be broken up a lot more. And in 5-inch layers of green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, with your on top of each other, it's problematic. And then they have to put on more soil next year, and mice get in there. Well, I built the one. I built mine. And here it is here. Right, you see that? That's 5-6-inch layers of green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, green, brown, then coffee grounds, and then my soil. Now, it's not going to be always like that, hey? You're going to have to deal with whatever you got, right? And here's the soil that I make. And again, that's all in layers. Soil's made in layers. And it's as simple as that. Geez, that old pamphlet must be pretty old. Good grief, out of coffee. Yep. Hey, oops. Yeah, they are gone here if they are in the way. I want to tag for my apple trees. Make them from pop cans. Yes. There is a real effort to control food. You better believe it, Glenn. Destroying fruit trees in a public spaces is a major problem, but it keeps people dependent on the system. Yeah, that sucks. If I sell this year, I want the new people to know where the apple trees are. Probably shouldn't tell them. They might cut them down. How I planted 4-foot bare root trees last year. This year, is there anything I should do for them? Well, if you planted rootstock last year, most likely you were smart and planted them just at spring. What kind of fruit tree is it? And should you fertilize? Probably. Now, that being said and done, the fruit tree comes up like this and then grows out like that, and then it's got a crown, okay, the canopy. Now, from the trunk out to the drip line of the canopy is where you can fertilize, like putting down compost teas, bone meal, ground 80-million-year-old creatures, some DT down there below it, diatomaceous earth, and fertilizing. Poke a few holes here and there so that water goes in. Probably you've got all lateral growing ones where here's the trunk, the roots are down here, so they just grow out like that. Now, poking a few holes here and there, not a lot, or not. Yeah, worm castings will do it. Good morning, Make It by Mandy. Yeah, definitely fertilize just at spring. You don't want to fertilize anything going into winter. You don't want new growth. You only fertilize in the early spring, at spring, and just after spring. Okay. After that, you don't want, like, I see a lot of people fertilizing in the middle of winter. I watched this one guy on YouTube, and he's a big channel. and he's fertilizing. And it's wintertime. I'm like, you okay? You're a newbie. You're a newbie trying to figure it out. And then the guy was planting pineapples in the middle of winter, and I'm like, okay, you're a real newbie. and nice guy too. But the thing is, you get a feel for it, okay? When to fertilize, when to plant, and it becomes part of your nature, your essence of being. And it takes a time to get that. It's a lot of research, but you know what? It's a lot of love. Now, if you're planting bare root stock, be careful. Don't expose it to the air. Don't leave it in the air. You must keep it covered up so it stays moist until you plant it. I had a guy come here. He brings me a pear tree, brand new, and he thought I said, how long has it been bare root like that? Oh, I got it last week. So no, I put it in the ground. It didn't grow because it dried out. Right? When you buy bare root stock, they're already in the soil. They just pull the soil back and here you go. If you go there and it's bare root stock all exposed, don't buy that. You're wasting your time. Don't grow a sick plant or a sick tree. You've got better things to do than that. Good morning, Howie. Make it by Mandy. A neighbor has an apple tree still in the pot now for 2 years. That's too bad. I hate to see the roots in the pot, but would it be okay to plant in ground or wait until dormant? Go ahead, plant it. The thing's screaming, plant me. I'd plant it. And chances are, just cut the root a little bit here and there, a couple of, not a lot, but because it's growing around and around and around like that, right? So just give it a couple of cuts. I would. I mean, I'm not saying you should or not or do it, but that's just what I would do. I definitely plant it. Next question. 2 trees I bought are in pots and have leaves forming. Can I still plant them in the ground? They are waking up. Of course, get out there, put it in the ground. Absolutely. Your spring has sprung. Most likely it's springing there still. You're in Minnesota. So hi, Mother Earth. Yeah, Mother Earth's a cool name. Hey? Oh, I love that name. Nice earthling too. Very smart, very wise. Oh, I love it. Good to see you make it by man. Hey, how's the Ambo going? You're still driving it? Is all the kinks worked out? I seen one for sale, an old police. Actually, it wasn't an ambulance. It was the old Victoria Police paddy wagon. They didn't want much for it. We've had 70 Fahrenheit days, and then it drops below freezing, getting warmer at night. Yeah, I'd throw it out there. The thing, too, if it's got leaves on it, you need to put it in the shade for a little bit to get it used to. It's called hardening off. All plants and trees need to be hardened off. You just don't throw them out in the sun. And I try to tell my Rocky Hill Food Forest guy that, hey. And I've tried to phone him last night. He didn't answer. He said he bought a lemon tree from Costco and all this, and I put it out in the sun already. I'm like, that's probably not a good idea. I did that. I was looking after a couple of citrus for a guy. And I forgot that I was busy. I had a lot on my plate, and I forgot them out. I put them out in the sun. But I mean, I didn't mean to leave them there. And then a day or two went by. I went, oh my God! And I went out and I went, uh-oh. Windy as heck here down there too. Nope, no wind here at all. Nope, zero for wind. But I'm gonna have another coffee. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like I weigh a ton. So windy. Well, it's windy there where you're okay. So windy here has been all night. No wind here at all. Nothing. Zero. Nada. As a matter of fact, I'm having 2 weeks of sun. So today I've got to go by this friend of mine that lives down the road some. I'm going to sew up her garden for her. and I'm making biochar, and I'm up potting all my wedding flowers, the ones that I grew, like gypsophilia, chrysanthemums, and a bunch of stuff there, and sunflowers. My sunflowers are just over the top. Yeah. Thank you for all the thumbs up. It's very kind of you all. Wow, that's a mighty coffee. I ate an apple before I went to sleep last night. I shouldn't have done that. Kept me tossing and turning because you're digesting, right? It's like nutrients. My apples, I always have organic apples, and I'm down to 2 apples from here. I keep looking at them. I'm down to 2. I ate a lot of apples this year. I only eat mostly green ones, like Granny Smiths and stuff like that. But it is bare root stock season, and be careful when you're planting. Make sure you've loosened up the soil. I always make a T. Okay, you know what a T is, like that, right? So I dig a T, a line here and a line there. That way the lateral growing roots can grow out. A lot of people just dig a hole and put them in there. No. You want to dig a T and then dig a hole in the center of the T and then put that in there and put back the original soil that you took out. Okay. A few amendments. They really like bone meal, hey? That slowly releases over years and years. Steam bone meal is really good. If you got steam bone meal, because that breaks down, microbes break that down right away. The wind was ripping yesterday, somewhat better today. Wind's going to be harnessed a lot more, much as the sun. Wind power. All right. Interesting. The Germans have put sails on mechanized ships. They have a sail on it too, and they get like 2, 3, 4, 5% more power, and they save a bunch more energy. But even though it's got a big motor and it's propelling the ship, they actually have a sail too. I was just like, that's genius. It was very genius. I like wind. The wind can dry out your plants. So that's why one thing is, dormant oil. You're planting in wherever you are, like in Minnesota or wherever. You must remember to put dormant oil on the bark so it doesn't crack, because wind dries it out. You want it to be like almost elastic, but not quite. Are the little fish I can catch in the lake good for plants? Of course, any fish is good for a plant. Yeah. When you do weeding, and a lot of people do it, I don't do weeding, but when you do weeding and you put it in a bucket, fill it with water and leave it for 2 weeks. Best fertilizer you'll ever use. There is nothing better. Yeah. I try to keep things ergonomic as possible. I've spread my pathway soil bank onto where I'm growing food. Okay. And then when food's growing up, I put my pathway soil bank around the little plant. It's a little bit of work, but I don't have to weed. And it's natural fertilizer. I try to do things as natural as I can, but sometimes even I will go and grab some fertilizer, like bone meal and stuff like that. Learning lots. You're welcome. I swear by seaweed fertilizer. Absolutely. And I also make tea with the weeds. So smart. A lot of people don't do it. Oh, that's, they just don't have the drive for it. But weeds are the reason why the weed's growing there, because it likes it there. Okay. Now, use that to your advantage. If you're going weeding, that goes into your old garbage can or 5-gallon bucket. Fill it up and then fill it with water. And then when you're doing the leaf foliage feeding, not when your fruit's on there, okay, but before then, you're giving it some protection, okay, and you're giving it nutrients. So if you take clay, like if you know a bunch of cascadias are showing up, like these bugs that eat everything, put some clay and water and spray it on your bunch of tomatoes and whatnot. They don't eat that. It's too gritty, you know. Yeah, I make all sorts with the dandelions. Nice. I swear by seaweed. I do seaweed all the time. I'm actually smoking bull kelp in my this week coming up because I'm going fishing. I'm going to grab a bull kelp from the ocean way out in the center out there. Raspberry and bay leaf tea are amazing. Oh yeah, and nettles. Oh yeah, and nettle tea. You anything that's green that goes in a bucket is good for anything. So much swamp here that we use duckweed as mulch. Yeah, and not only that, that muck down there, take it out and put it and let it dry. Okay, the swamp mud. That's the best nutrients. I mean, I grew like cantaloupe like you wouldn't believe on a mound. I just put a bucket of that swamp mud. I let go of the old beaver dam. And when it drained down, it was just this rich black muck. And I just went, that's for Howie. And that year I had like 25-foot salmon plants and 5 pounds on a plant. And this was amazing. I put one of my dad's peaches in the middle of this plot in the rainforest. And I put it in there. And I put the black mucky stuff. Well, it grew like you would not believe. It grew 5 or 6 feet 1 year. It bushed straight out. Come back the next year, dead, gone. Someone dug it out, put it in a potter. It was sitting there fucking dead. Oops. Happy Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. I'm sorry about that. Puff, puff. Hey, Lewis. Sorry about the cussing there. I'm past the 10-minute mark. Oh, geez. I've been on here an hour and a half. Add as moderator. There you go, Lewis. Good to see you. Sorry about the cussing. I'm not sure. Really, Mandy, do you have the recipe on your channel for seaweed? Just throw seaweed in a bucket and add water, let it rot. Or you can chop it up and dry it and put it in your worm compost. I'm not sure, Mother Earth. There are many recipes on YouTube. Thanks. Yep. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Lewis. I guess it's time to smoke another salmon. Yeah, I've got 2 right there, but I've been learning from other people that it's probably not a good idea. Oops, someone left. I said an F-bomb. I didn't mean to. I just remembered seeing my dead peach tree from my dad there, and I thought, what a dumbass that did that. Should have just left it alone. They were moving from that property. They didn't even own the property. And it was a family member that owned the property. And they dug it out. Oh, I don't want to leave it for that guy. I don't like him. Well, you killed the peach. Peach can't be moved in the middle of the bloody summer, you dumbass. Dumb. Try to be smart like Mother Earth. Regen. Grow along, plant a tree. It's Earth Day and 7 more sleeps. That's why I'm on here to spread the day that it's Earth Day. Yeah. When Earth Day first started, 2 million people around the world showed up for Earth Day. Now we have 1 billion. That's 1 billion minds that goes, oh, I'm on this little blue marble shooting through space at thousands of miles an hour. I better look after it. Yeah, you bloody well better. Oh, my. Oh, I've been on here an hour and a half. I sure do have the gift for gab, eh? I didn't take my blood sugar this morning, but I didn't eat, but I did have coffee. But I've been down to like 6 or 7 now. 6.1 yesterday, I think. 6.1, 6.2. Gear! It's early yet. I'm just crawling out of bed. I'm hugging my tomatoes. Gear's a pretty cool guy, man. Very cool. Yep. 7 more sleeps to Earth Day. It's kind of like I can't. I'm tossing and turning. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I actually lose sleep over Earth Day. I just crawled into bed. Oh, yeah, you're the night shift guy. I forgot that. You're in a factory at night. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. If you don't know Gear Gruden, get out there and watch some of his videos. Very cool guy. Very good guy. There's a lot of good people there. But seaweed is a great source. And a lot of people go, oh, what about the salt on the seaweed? Try to get some sleep. That's number one. And if you're that concerned about it, pick your seaweed up off the shore after a rain. If you're that worried about it. You know what? I just take it home. I chop it up as I'm putting it in my bucket. And I usually go with some like students or family members or like a little group so you can get a nice pile. And I just spread it all around the food forest floor. I just walk around and I just leave it. And I'll put it in my pathway soil bag too. But, seaweed's really good for the soil. I think I will smoke a chicken tomorrow. Poor little yard bird. I love that I can grow stretchies and smoker toward the end. Cook time for chicken. Yeah. I have had chickens that I could not dispatch. They were friends of mine, and I had to give them away. I just couldn't do it. Dave Knight, hi Howie. I had to call the cops on my son. Now I can garden in peace. Geez, Dave, I'm sorry you had to do that, but sometimes you got to do things that you don't like to do. I've had to do it recently. It was hard, and they're still pushing buttons. I'm sorry to hear that, Dave. Wow. Oh, now you're gardening in peace, though. Yeah. I figured it might come down to that when you showed the video there of his present time of what he's doing. I didn't think there'd be a good outcome, but I always wished you the best. You sure got the best soil around, Dave. Great greenhouse, and you're a good guy. So sometimes we have to do things that we don't care to do, and governing accordingly, like it's for their own good. But you can't validate crazy crap, from people. You can't validate it by saying, well, I love you too. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. No. There's a red line. And there's a lot of red lines in the world. People just don't observe them, and they just go forward anyway. Well, there's consequences when you do not recognize a red line. And a red line means you can't go across. It's kind of like a border. It's a boundary. You can ask someone, you can tell someone, you can relegate someone to do what your wish is. But when they don't help themselves, you must help yourself. And good on you. I had, what's going on? No stems, no seeds, smoked chickens the way to Lewis. I had chickens that raccoons dispatched for me. I was heartbroken. I missed them girls. Yeah, raccoons are pretty vicious. Yeah. One of my neighbors was beating one with a broom while carrying away one of my chickens. So I was like, well, the poor thing. Puff passed to wild edibles. It can get worse if you don't call. Yeah, exactly. Call the police. Have them removed. If they don't live there, don't give them a key. That's key. Do not give them a key. Do not have their mail coming there. And don't let them register car with their insurance as that address, because they can just keep coming back. So once they've moved somewhere else, take note with a picture or something. Look, click, and put the newspaper there. They're coming out of their new residence. There's the time. These things are not unheard of. Like putting a newspaper there and taking a picture, it gives date, time, and the scene that's happening. Okay. It really helps when the cops show up. Hey, Tony, good morning to you as well. You just put up a video. I forget what it was about. It was about food and a party. Yeah, like a wedding or something. I was jealous. I'm going to a big wedding soon, August 15th. I get to stay in the biggest, fanciest hotel for 3 days. I'm like, wow. Catered event. Mm-hmm. I got pals down the road, so I'm okay with it. Family down the road, a couple hours from there. So, but yeah. It can get worse if you don't call the police. Exactly. This has gone on for years. Elder abuse. Oh my God, Dave. Jeez. Wow. Well, I'm glad you made the call. If you don't mind, clear out the room, put everything in a bag, in a box, call them. It's on the side of the road. That's a wake-up call. What's garbage goes in the garbage. Put the newspaper there. Click, date, time, newspaper, local paper. Click. Protect yourself. The sun came out. Time to plant stuff in peace. I love it too. It's so peaceful. Earth Day is coming. Yes. The sun's out, Dave. Well, it should be. It's probably like 9:38 in the morning. Well, Dave, my very best to Dave Knight. Get over there and watch his video. He does till, but he does a little no-till on the side too. I think we've influenced him. You have a good day, Dave. Always a pleasure to see you. Oh, thanks, Tony. I will. Yep. I hope it gets better for you too, Dave. Well, best is to sever the umbilical cord, as my grandmother would say. Sever. And she had it in her mind, even though if it was her relative, she would look at you, and if you did something wrong, not me, but other people, she goes, trash belongs on the curb. And she was very fervent. If you did something wrong towards her or her property or her family, you were trash and you belong on the curb. And that way you're not validating. Okay. As soon as you don't do something about something, it's okay in their mind. But you carry the pain body, you see? No. There's no validation for any kind of abuse. You do not validate it by ignoring it. You validate it, okay, by saying, the trash belongs on the curb right about there. I had to do it recently. I'm telling you, it's hard. It ain't easy. Join the army, see the world. That's what I say. My father would say that. He would. Yeah, but I was a pacifist. I used to say, well, geez, Dad, what am I going to go up and give him a hug? Right? He's looking at me. My other brothers, I mean, they're crazed killers and stuff. I don't, well, I wouldn't say crazed killer. Well, maybe one of them. I don't even hang out with him. He's nuts. I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in violence, but I could throw down some pretty hardcore violence if I had to. I enjoyed violence as a young man. I did a lot of martial arts and a lot of kumite. Lived on the rough side of town in van, and it was a way of life. Someone comes up and bother you, you just punch them. They're problem solved, right? I'm not so much that no more, not for a long time, but I was a throwdown type character instantly. If you were here to hurt me or I seen someone getting hurt, I'd throw down on you. But I mean, those days are over, but I can still throw down. I smashed a guy with a watermelon down in Chinatown one time. He was reaching into my little sister's purse. My little sister had the habit of leaving the stupid purse open, when she walked around. Hey, I freaking nailed the guy with a watermelon right here. Pow! And it just freaking exploded. The guy fell right over. I didn't validate that it was okay. It's not okay to rob my little sister. He just got thrown down on. I didn't even have to hit him or anything. One of the shopkeepers came out, was hitting him with stuff out of boxes and stuff, and a broom maybe or something. I was just like, well, but he waited. He was he waited for him. But I seen him. He was tagging along. He was slanking around. He was slurping this and slurping that. And I was like, oh yeah, what are you doing around here, right? And sure enough, I thought, okay, I'm gonna turn my head away from him. I see my little sister's purse. He's right up at my little sister. So I turned like that and I turned back around. I knew he was going to do it. I grabbed the watermelon, hey, and I seen the hand right in the purse. I nailed it with the watermelon. Watermelon power. I don't know if that helped that young man or not, because I did not validate it was okay. Got to head out, got stuff to do, expecting company from Idaho in a week. See you, Mother Earth Garden Club. Much love, mad respect. Hugs, Mother Earth. Have a nice day. Yep, Mother Earth is very cool. Go over and check out her channel. I'm being called to a job. Take care. Thanks. See you there, Homestead in rural France. Get those trout in that lake. Put the sprinkler on it. And put up a sign. Fishing, $5 a day. Catch and release only. You got to have that money stream coming in. See that hook? All right. Bye, rural France. See you, France. But on a more serious note, there's many ways to look after your community. And Earth Day is coming up. And Earth Day to me means everything. And if I can't have Earth Day, well, then that's a sad day. But I have that Earth Day every day because I'm pretty crazy about this lovely planet I live on. And look after your community, your village, your town, your city, your block, whatever it is. You show others that you're better than just sitting there and looking at a pile of garbage on the side of the road. You cleaned it up and you put it into the recycling and whatever else. You constantly go until you're so bloody tired that you fall asleep, but you can fall asleep with a smile on your face that you treated every day as Earth Day. Every day. Every minute of the day. Because others will follow you. Others will thank you. Others will be aware. You're validating that it's okay to take care of the planet. It's okay. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful world. And don't let anybody take that from you. No matter what life throws at you, you throw some love back. This is what I do. And this is what, if you want a nice, beautiful life, throw some love at it. That being said and done, much love, mad respect, and thank you all for being here. Here's 7 more sleeps to Earth Day. And I encourage everyone and anyone to look after this planet, because there's a lot on this planet that don't look after this place. By validating that it's okay to look after your village, validating that it's okay to look after your community, that's the way it's got to be. No one, if you're not, you don't own that land, that doesn't make any iota of a difference to me. You belong to this land. Humans are the only creature on the planet that has to pay to live here. All other creatures live here for free. When I die, I come back as a plant or a tree or a bird because I don't have to pay anymore. See you all around, as friend Shawnee Groves says, and good day to everyone. Wild Edibles, Dave Knight, Mandy, everyone. Much love, mad respect. Get up and grow, and see you all in 7 days. I got a long day ahead of me, and I do a video today of picking a lemon in Canada. Woohoo! You can let that older gal pick it. I'm going to put the ladder there. She can go up and pick it, and I'll do a video unless she doesn't want to. And then I'll pick it. Have a great day. Ending stream now. Transmission is over. Much love. Mwah. Woo-hoo. Hey, look at Oops did the same thing. That was weird.